We ain't wrestling. Listen, listen. He's swinging for the fences. Jump. 30 seconds. Close it strong.
Gervonta Davis is going all out before facing Jake Paul, even stepping in with heavyweights to sharpen his edge. Every round looks like a war, and it's clear he's testing his power against giants before fight night. Just when the footage of Tank sparring with heavyweights went viral, boxing fans got another shock. A rare shout out from Floyd Mayweather himself. The boxing legend didn't hold back when asked about Gervonta's rise, saying, he stated, "Best fighter in the sport of boxing right now. It's good to see him in the position he's in." Hearing those words from Floyd felt like a passing of the torch. It showed how much belief the money man still has in his former protege. Fans instantly lit up the internet, claiming this could be Tank's era. Every punch in training suddenly meant more. It wasn't just preparation, it was a warning. With Jake Paul waiting on the other side, the hype has turned electric. The world isn't just watching, it's waiting for Tank to prove that the praise wasn't just talk. Following Mayweather's powerful endorsement, Joe Rogan also offered his take on Gervonta Davis's abilities. His remarks quickly drew attention across the combat sports world, highlighting just how highly Tank is regarded by experts beyond boxing itself.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, it's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot.
Rogan's perspective carried real weight, coming from someone who's witnessed elite fighters across every discipline. His words reinforced the idea that Davis is not just skilled, but built differently, a rare mix of speed, timing, and explosive strength. The recognition added another layer of credibility to Tank's growing legend. Each performance now feels like a test of how far his potential can reach. As the Jake Paul showdown nears, it's becoming clear Gervonta isn't just preparing for a fight, he's shaping his legacy, and with every new voice backing him, the anticipation surrounding this bout only grows stronger. Rogan didn't stop there. His description of Tank's power was nothing short of awe. You could hear the respect in his voice as he tried to capture what makes Davis such a dangerous presence in the ring. He stated, "He's so vicious. His one-punch power at 135 is like nobody else in the division. The way he starts his people is crazy." Those words painted a clear picture of what makes Tank special. It's not just his speed, but the pure violence packed behind every punch. Rogan's tone said it all. This isn't your average lightweight. Davis moves with intent, every shot landing with purpose. It's that blend of accuracy and aggression that leaves opponents frozen before they hit the canvas. The kind of power that makes even seasoned fighters hesitate. And that's exactly what's keeping the boxing world on edge ahead of Jake Paul. He went on to break down what separates Tank from the rest, the mechanics behind that terrifying power that has stunned so many opponents. He stated, "He gets so much torque and power into his punches, and he's so fast that he covers ground, and his uppercuts, they're just devastating." Rogan's breakdown revealed the science behind Tank's destruction. Every punch isn't just thrown, it's engineered for impact. His speed lets him close distance in a blink, turning short bursts into knockout moments. The way he uses his legs, hips, and shoulders creates that deadly torque fans can almost feel through the screen. It's not wild power, it's controlled chaos. And as the anticipation builds for Jake Paul, one mistake could be all it takes for Tank to turn the fight into another highlight reel finish. After all the praise and comparisons, Gervonta finally spoke for himself, and his words turned heads fast. For the first time, Tank openly addressed how he measures up against Floyd Mayweather, leaving fans stunned by his confidence.
Skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me. Like, nobody. I feel like my skills is way better than like Floyd. Like, if I'm on my game. I take that back. Probably hand in hand. But skill-wise, nobody on TV that's fighting right now have more skills than me. Nobody.
It was a bold statement, but it captured exactly who Gervonta is. Fearless, unapologetic, and driven to carve his own path. The tone wasn't disrespectful, it was pure belief in his evolution as a fighter. He's not trying to be the next Mayweather, he's trying to be something different, something greater. That mindset alone shows how far he's come from being Floyd's protege to standing as his own brand. Every jab, every knockout, every word now feels like part of a mission to prove it. And as the Jake Paul fight draws closer, it's clear, Tank is no longer in Mayweather's shadow. He's building a legacy of his own. Tank's temper boiled over in a raw moment that showed just how personal this all feels to him. The line between trash talk and real threat blurred, and everyone in the room knew this wasn't just theater. He stated, "I know one thing. If I find out anything, I'm going to beat your A, and I'm going to beat Jaleon Love's A. On my mama, I'm going to beat both of your A." The outburst landed like a punch, and sudden, loud, and impossible to ignore. It turned a spicy press moment into something that felt personal and raw, making the whole buildup feel tenser. Fans and media exploded with reactions, some hyping Tank's fire, others warning that words like that can bring real trouble. Promoters smell drama, which sells tickets and headlines, but the danger is real. The motions can change a fight faster than any game plan. Now the Jake Paul bout carries an extra edge, like a coiled spring ready to snap. If Tank keeps that intensity controlled, it could be the difference maker. If not, it could cost him more than a win or loss. Either way, the stakes just got higher, and the world will be watching every step he takes next. Even those who've shared the ring with Gervonta can't help but speak about his intensity, and Kermel Moton is one of them. The young prodigy opened up about his sparring session with Tank, giving fans a glimpse of what it's like to face that speed and power up close.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me. Like, you coming out of it, what was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really like trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we was going like, he was using the speed on me. Like, we was both like going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment like why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys. Then I also seen why I'm so like. I got all this hype around me too.
Moton's words painted a picture of what Jake Paul is about to walk into. A fighter who's not just fast, but unpredictable, who can switch gears in an instant. It wasn't just praise, it was a warning disguised as respect. The way he described Tank's timing and explosiveness made it clear that Gervonta's preparation goes beyond ordinary training. Every spar, every punch seems calculated to sharpen him for something bigger. The talk about his speed isn't hype. It's a weapon that leaves even professionals struggling to react. As the Jake Paul fight draws closer, hearing that from someone who's been inside the ring makes one thing clear. Paul isn't just fighting a boxer, he's facing a storm that moves faster than most can see coming. Keith Thurman, a name that carries real weight in boxing, couldn't hold back when asked about Gervonta Davis. His words came with humor, energy, and a hint of warning for anyone daring to share the ring with Tank.
You look at Tank, come on, man. You can't bring a knife to a gunfight. You can't bring a 22 when I got a shotgun, okay? But his name ain't Shotgun, people, okay? His name's not even Rocket Launcher, okay? It's a tank.
Thurman's analogy hit perfectly. It showed how different Tank really is from the rest. Comparing him to heavy weaponry wasn't exaggeration, it was truth told through fighter logic. He's built for destruction, and when he steps into the ring, it's not just a match, it's a mission. Those lines captured the fear and respect Tank commands from his peers. The timing, the pressure, and the way he breaks down opponents feel more like a military operation than a boxing bout. As Jake Paul prepares for his biggest test, Thurman's words echo louder. You can't play it safe when you're facing a fighter built like a tank. Not long after, Thurman doubled down with even more vivid imagery, explaining what makes Gervonta's style so hard to handle.
Who can fight a tank? Okay? Not saying that the man's unbeatable, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm saying you gotta, just in the title, just put yourself in their shoes. Because when Tank is setting up, once he fires, it's boy, they rock you. They rock you, they shock you, And that's what a tank's all about. And I love it, you know.
His follow-up made it clear, fighting Tank isn't just about surviving rounds, it's about surviving moments. When he fires, everything changes in an instant. Opponents don't just get hit, they get rattled to the core. Thurman's excitement showed real admiration, but also a warning. That kind of power doesn't come often. It's what separates highlight fighters from headline makers. Every move Tank makes now feels calculated to send a message before the Jake Paul clash. And if Thurman's description is anything to go by, Paul isn't just fighting a man, he's walking into heavy artillery. DJ Academics kicked off the debate with a take that immediately caught fans' attention. He broke down the matchup with pure logic, focusing on what could happen if power and size collide in the ring.
It's going either one. If there's a knockout, it's going to be Jake knocking him out.
You think Jake is going to knock out Gervonta?
Yeah,
he's the underdog.
We got to look at size. We got to look at size. Now, granted, do I think Gervonta can knock him out? Of course. But what people don't realize is that, you know, you got one guy who's a damn near heavyweight, and then you have another guy
He is a heavyweight.
Well, I don't know if he's going to be weighing in as a heavyweight for this fight. I forgot what weight they agreed on. But regardless, if it goes
227 pounds.
Say it?
He's 227 pounds.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what he's weighing in
against
on.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, no, he's weighing in something different. Yeah, it's no way they're letting a 227-pounder fight a 130-pound guy.
Academics painted a picture of two very different athletes stepping into the ring and how that contrast could decide everything. He underlined the real danger that comes when one fighter brings raw size and the other carries elite skill. The way he framed it made the knockout scenario sound realistic from either side. It forced fans to think beyond technique and consider how weight, reach, and timing could shift the balance. For Jake Paul, that means relying on physical strength. For Tank Davis, it's all about precision and timing. Either way, the smallest advantage might be the difference between glory and disaster. Academics continued his breakdown by diving deeper into the numbers and weight difference that could shape the fight.
Gervonta Davis. Let's take a look.
Yeah, just look at weight limits. I think it's like 190.
195.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to go down 30 pounds.
Yeah. I still think that's borderline. I think 200 is still heavyweight. So, but I think it's borderline.
Yeah, right there in the bottom.
Yeah. So, you know, I would imagine if it's a knockout. Well, here's the thing too, though. So I might actually just take it off the table. I might just go with Gervonta. Why? A lot of Jake Paul's power probably come from the weight. So in 30 pounds or almost 40 pounds you got to cut, that's a lot.
He explained how cutting weight can drain a fighter's power and endurance, changing how punches land and how long a fighter can last under pressure. Academics made it clear that losing too much mass too fast isn't just about numbers. It changes everything inside the ring. His take added a layer of strategy to the conversation, showing how Jake's conditioning could become his biggest challenge. For Tank, it's about keeping his pace and letting the smaller frame work to his advantage. The closer the weigh-in gets, the more fans realize that size can be both a blessing and a burden. One misstep on the scale could tip the whole fight before the bell even rings. DJ Academics then shifted focus from power to payoff, pointing out the business side of the matchup.
Now, one thing I'm gonna like about Jake, Jake's a bag secure. I could see, you know, I think this is gonna be a win-win for both of them. It's gonna be a win for Jake because you don't get knocked out by this guy. If you can stand in the ring with an actual top-tier boxer, and he can't knock you out, and maybe you land a couple jabs, a couple of hits, maybe even stun him once, you've won because you're getting $100 million. That is genius.
He emphasized that this fight isn't just about pride, it's a major win-win for both men. Academics highlighted how stepping into the ring with a world-class boxer gives Jake massive credibility, regardless of the outcome. If he can stand his ground, land a few clean shots, and make it past the early rounds, the respect and the payday are guaranteed. His words reminded fans that in modern boxing, brand value matters almost as much as belts. For Tank, a dominant showing means another statement victory. For Jake, survival alone could be a victory in itself. Either way, both walk away richer, louder, and more relevant than ever. DJ wrapped up his thoughts by looking ahead, speculating on what comes after the final bell.
And for Gervonta,
he says he's going to retire after this, by the way.
Nah, he'll fight and do it again.
That's what he said.
If I'm him, I'm selling. Even if I find out Jake is easy work, I'm selling it a little bit because I got to do this twice. Yeah, this guy get done twice. every good lick deserved to be done twice.
He talked about how big moments like this can reshape careers or create instant rematches. Academics hinted that neither fighter will treat this as a one-and-done affair if the hype delivers. For Jake, it could mark the point where he's truly accepted in the sport. For Tank, it could open doors to even bigger crossover events. His perspective turned the fight into more than a clash. It's a business saga with room for sequels. Fans began imagining what would happen if this turns into a rivalry that stretches beyond one night. The idea of doing it twice suddenly feels more like a plan than a prediction, setting up a storyline that boxing can't ignore. Sobiz the adult didn't sugarcoat anything when he shared his thoughts on the upcoming clash. He started by highlighting what most fans overlook, the real risk behind calling it an exhibition.
People don't understand the risk that's being made. People don't, they just say, it's an exhibition, you know, WWE is fake. All that shit is bad for Tank. They're fighting. You got to understand. They're fighting each other. All of you are going to watch it. And the result of that exhibition is going to have its mark on both of their careers, no matter what you say. If it's, that was bull jive, then that's a horrible look for both of them.
His words hit with weight because they cut through the hype. This isn't some friendly show. It's two fighters with reputations on the line. Sobiz reminded everyone that no matter how the event is labeled, the result will follow both men long after the final bell. A single mistake could define careers or rewrite public opinion. The tone felt more like a warning than commentary, the type that makes fans realize what's truly at stake. For both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis, this isn't just about bragging rights. It's legacy, pride, and risk, all wrapped into one dangerous night. Sobiz the adult continued, taking the conversation even deeper by breaking down how the outcome could flip public perception entirely.
If Jake Paul knocks out Tank, that is horrible for Tank. I don't give a damn that Jake is a heavyweight. He's still a YouTuber to people. It could be that's what your dumb ass get, all of that. But if Tank knocks out Jake, he becomes a hero.
He made it clear, no matter the weight difference, reputation doesn't care about pounds. If Jake Paul lands the unthinkable, it would shake Tank's aura completely. But if Tank does what most expect and delivers a knockout, he becomes a hero overnight. The way Sobiz framed it showed how fine the line is between greatness and criticism. One punch could elevate a career or stain it forever. It's that unpredictable balance that gives this matchup its dangerous spark. Fans aren't just watching for a result, they're waiting to see whose name history will echo louder. Sobiz, the adult, wrapped up his thoughts with a shift from theory to instinct, sharing how his own view changed after seeing both fighters face to face.
Can knock out Jake. When I first heard about that fight being a potential fight to be made, I, without question, had Jake Paul. I was just like, Jake Paul, I mean, he's a heavyweight. This is hard. This is bad. Tank's about to get knocked out. Then I start thinking, especially after I saw how Tank was kind of manhandling Jake in the stare down.
At first, he leaned toward Jake Paul purely because of the size advantage, a logical take shared by many, but that changed once he saw Gervonta in person, confident and composed during the stare down. That single moment flipped the narrative. Sobiz's honesty made the shift relatable, showing how real presence and energy can change minds faster than stats ever could. His reflection turned a simple prediction into something deeper, a respect for the psychological side of boxing. As the fight draws near, that tension between size and spirit feels stronger than ever. And for Jake Paul, standing across from Tank Davis might feel a lot heavier than the weight class suggests. In the end, this fight feels bigger than just Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis. It's pride, power, and pressure all colliding in one ring. Every comment from Floyd to Rogan, from Thurman to Sobiz has shown how divided and electrified the fight world really is. Tank is carrying the weight of legacy and reputation, while Jake is chasing validation and history. No matter who wins, this showdown will leave a mark that fans won't forget anytime soon. This fight could surprise everyone. Jake's size makes him dangerous, but Tank's skill, speed, and timing might just be too sharp for him. If Davis stays composed and fights smart, we could see another reminder of why he's one of the most feared men in boxing today. But what do you think? Will Jake's size give him the edge? Or will Tank's power and precision silence all the talk? Could this fight redefine both of their careers? Or expose one of them completely? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tune in for more videos like this.